Yo, folks, this is Frank Jalleh back again. This time I'm doing a download, and due to popular request, I am doing an English lesson today. And this time it's on the silent letters. Now, you call it silent letters. These letters, basically, in the English language, you have letters that are silent. They're not spoken. They're not pronounced. And the first time I came across this silent letters was when I came across this. I did this video clip on the new vaccines for the COVID that we have recently. Pfizer, for example, it's spelled as what for it? Per Pfizer. We pronounced it wrongly. It's not per Pfizer. The P is silent, so it's pronounced as per. No, it's pronounced as Pfizer, just the app only. And then you got like words like knife, which is not pronounced as knife, it's pronounced as knife, N-A-N-I-F-E. This one's very interesting word. Here it's the word one. One actually, some young kids would say wanna, but actually in Tamil it's one is wanna. So I think probably this is Tamil, but in English it's one, and of course two is two, T-O-O. It's not two-wo, it's not tuo. So the W is actually silent, and the same thing goes for the word sword. It's not. If you see it as a word, and there's an S in front of the word, it's a word or so. Of course, somebody would see the O and pronounce it as sword. But actually, it's not. The W is silent. W is silent, so it's just sword. S-O-R-D. And again, this word knowledge. The word it's from the word know, N-O-W. The W is silent, and the word, for example, wrestling. The W is silent, so you don't say wrestling, so you just say wrestling, cut off the W. Let me put a case cover up. The W is wrestling, that's all. Wrestle or wrestling, and then the wrist, it's wrist. Okay, if you're wearing a wrist watch, then it's the W is silent for the wrist, but it's pronounced for the watch. So it's a wrist watch, okay? So it is not pronounced as the wrist watch. And again, the word knit, for example, K-N-I-T, is not knit, it's knit. And I think I went across this knife, yeah, it was the knife. And this word, there's something wrong with this N anyway. It's new, and knee, and okay. This is interesting word, the silent H, yeah, silent H. The H is actually in English, it's called the aspirate. So we don't pronounce the aspirate when we come across this word hour. It's just hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. No hour. Hour sounds like Adam and Eve. Eve in Bahasa Malaysia is Hawa, so you can't pronounce it as Hawa. And if you're an honest person, you just say it, honest. No, honesty is the best policy. It's not honest. The H is silent again. Then you come across words like the silent T, for example. I'm going through it at random, okay, but these are the common mistakes made by locals. Okay, soften. It's not soften. It's just soften. You take off the T. Actually, basically, what you do is that if you can, just take these words and just strike off. I don't know whether I got it. If you just do this, strike off this, take it off, and then you get the right pronunciation. Soften. Unlike Bahasa Malaysia, every word is spoken. Here in English, it's a bit funny. The language is a bit funny. A lot of silent. Castle, okay. Castle is not castle, so it's castle. Yeah, the T, just take the T off, castle. And then the word thumb, which is this, your thumb. That's not a finger, it's a thumb. Thumb, the B is silent, so you don't say thumb. You can say tumbler if you want to, it's a cup, but it's thumb. It's not, and let's go to very fast. Fasten, no T, not fasten. And this is very often we make the same mistake. Very often we make the mistake for this word, and we call it often. Okay, you will find this very, very famous, very common among Malaysians. Often, so it's very, very often. Very often we make this mistake by saying often. And then the silence of the lamb, or you're eating lamb. Lamb is just lamb. There's no lamb. Okay, it's lamb. Yeah, but if it's a P, then it's a lamb. In fact, the lamp. It's a derivative of our Malay lampu. Lamp. I think it's derived from the word lamp with the aspirate. The aspirate is actually not the aspirate, the consonant sound, lamp. And of course, there's an aspirate after the P too. Okay, so it's lamp, which we get the lampu from. And okay, yeah, subtle. You will find that often it's pronounced as subtle. Okay, subtle. So it's not, the B is silent. It's subtle. And the word dumb. Okay, if you pronounce the word dumb as dumb, people will say that you're dumb. So avoid. There's a movie called Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber. Okay, it's Jim Carrey and the other guy. But remember, it's dumb, D-U-M, and dumber, D-U-M-M-E-R. The B is silent. Okay, so there's no dumb and dumber. You find a lot of people pronouncing that movie as dumb, and dumber. Okay, and then this debt. Okay, it's not debt, not D-E-P. You know, if you're owing somebody some money and you have a debt. It's debt, D-E-T. Just throw away the D. You want to get it pronunciation correct. Just throw the D away, the B away, and then say that. That's all, very simple. Comb. There's the word comb. I think I have a comb somewhere. That's comb. Okay. Comb. C-O-M. C-O-M. That's all. Comb. Not comb. Okay. And then this word, I've actually seriously heard it pronounced as all ragged. All right. I really heard it. It's all right. A-L-R-A-I-T. All right. Okay. The G. Why the G comes there, I really don't know. Sometimes I feel like taking it away and throwing it away in the dustbin. You know why the G came in this and confuse people. They pronounce it as all rigid, all rigged, whatever. Oh my God. Okay, this word, I'm trying to get all these letters down up as fast as possible. These are common mistakes. I've just taken note of. It's almond. The L is silent. No almond, but a very common mistake. Almond, and then the bomber. A person who bombs whatever, a person who bombs a building and whatever. They call him a bomber, but actually there's a Malay word, bomber. Bomber is fire, the fire vehicle, the vehicle that used to put out fires. Bomber. It sounds like. Or even the Chinese say, fight it, and it's just like rushing through the traffic to put off fire in somewhere, a building's on fire. So it's a bomber. And then a person who bombs a building is not a bomber, but a bomber. Okay. This is also a very famous. They keep making mistakes when a building is bombed. Okay, if a building is bombed, you'll have a lot of debris. Debris means the building is collapsed and all the debris. But it has a plural sound, but it has an s. Debris is, but it's not pronounced with an s. It's pronounced, the plural is pronounced as debris. Okay, no s, no s. And the word climb, it's a climb. No. Okay, so no climber, and of course a mountain climber and not a mountain climber. Okay, then the three syllable and four syllable words I'm coming across this kind of words. Comfortable. You see a comfort. Okay, excuse, they're closing the doors now. Comfort. Okay, comfort. Then there's a table. There's a fort there somewhere. There's a fort there, and then there's a table there. So they will say comfortable or comfortable. So the three syllable word comfortable. Too long. Just say comfortable. That's how the British pronounce it. Comfortable. Just take out. Wait, let me see. How do you strike it off? Huh? Take out this whole. Take out this whole thing. But throw this whole thing away. Let me work this out for you. Okay, throw this away. And you get comfortable. Okay, come. At the join the FD like comfortable. If you have pronounced trouble pronouncing it, say it 1,000 times and you get it. Okay, this doubt. This was I think Ras Adiba did raise this thing up with some politician or whatever. I don't know, but she's right. She's right. Okay, don't say she's wrong. It's doubt. D-O-U-T, not doubt. Okay, doubt. Some of the politicians who give speeches and should know better. Okay, if they're trying to pass themselves off as corners of the English language. But if you're not good, I mean, English is our second language. Unfortunately, Eurasian mother tongue. Mother tongue is English and of British ancestry. So all this is like, just, I can do this off the cuff like that. Yeah. Okay, half is HAF, the L is silent, and what else is there? Better run plumber. This wood. Don't pronounce the L wood. Just pronounce it as wood. Kayu, wood. Okay, and talk, T-A-L. Now, actually, talk. If we follow the British pronunciation, talk is there's no L, but the minute you push your tongue down, you get the British style of saying talk. Okay, don't talk too much. Don't talk. American style, of course, is talk. Or you don't. Why you talk? Why you talk so much? But the British talk. Okay, don't talk too much. Talk. So there's no L sound. It's just that when you push your tongue down, it sounds talk, and it's T-O-K. Talk. It sounds like there's an L in it, but it's not. The virtue of the fact that you push your tongue down sounds like there's an L somewhere, but you're not pronouncing any L, okay? This word island, okay, island is not Island, it is island, okay? The S is silent, and walk and talk. Walk the talk. Okay, there is a saying called walk the talk. So walk, again, if you push your tongue down and say walk, you will get the pronunciation of walk actually is W-O-K. The L is silent. The L is silent, and it's probably the same pronunciation as your frying pan. What's the frying pan? The frying pan it's a walk. And then, how did this come in here? two. Okay, it's T-O-O lah. T-O-O or T-O-O lah, whatever. It's two, 1, 2, 3. Jewelry. Okay, don't pronounce the full, don't pronounce 3 syllables. Actually, it should be basically 2 syllables for this word. Jewel. It's not jewelry, it's jewel. Actually, it's, when you say jewel without the W, when there's no W sound, then it's jewelry. It's actually called a triphthong. I learned this all when I studied phonetics in Cambridge. So they teach us all these songs. The jewel, 2 syllables, actually is a triphthong. It's actually jewel without a W, so it's jewelry. There are so many other words like this. Okay, for example, a tower. It's not tower. Okay, that Eiffel Tower thing. It's not. It's actually a triphthong. It's a tower. Even the towel, when you have a bath, you wipe yourself with a towel. It's not towel. Okay, you would notice the difference between a Malaysian when he says towel against an American. Against a British guy who says towel. T-O-W, towel. Towel is that our. Anyone our. Okay, our O-U-R is not our. Okay, and even our okay, ourselves, our body, our money, our is, you can't say our because there's no W there. It's O-U-R. So you know that it is a triphthong sound. It's our, and 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Of course, the H is silent for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, because the H is not pronounced. H is a silent word. But then again, the vowel sound. The vowel sound is not 1 hour. It's not 1 hour. There's no W in it. There's no W. It's 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Okay, and basically it's that. And then words like, okay, vegetable. Okay, everybody says they see a veggie and they see a table there, so it becomes 3 syllables and it's vegetable. But actually, if you really listen to the British, it's vegetables. Basically it's that, vegetables. It's just put a veg and there's no table. Okay, I know you eat vegetables on a table, but there's no table. It's vegetables. Okay, vegetables. Just remember that. It's basically the way they pronounce it. Eat your vegetables. Okay, this salmon. Okay. Lots of people pronounce this fish as salmon, but actually the real pronunciation is salmon. Okay, and don't ask me why. The L is taken off, but that's how the British do it, so we got to do it. And Tangyu, okay, slip of. Sorry, the guy says he was working with he says he was working in the Vogue magazine. Okay, he says, I'm working in the Vogue magazine. I'm a writer in the Vogue magazine. And the guy says, and the friend says, hello, it's not Vogue, it's a Vogue. Okay, Vogue, because the G-U-E becomes Vogue. And then he says, oh, sorry, slip of the tongue you. He says, no, it is not tongue you, it's slip of the tongue. Okay, this is not pronounced as tongue, U-G-U-E, it's pronounced as tongue, T-A-N-G, tongue. Okay, and then the friend says, hello, come on now, don't argue about it. The word is not argue, because he says you don't have to pronounce the G-U-E, but here this word is, but let's not argue about it. Let's not argue, because when they said vogue and tongue, instead of tongue you and vogue you, we thought that argue would be then arg. Okay, so it's not. It's argue. Okay, and then I don't know this one. This word actually a lot of people pronounce it as facade. It's actually the front of a building. It's the front of a building. The front. Actually, it's pronounced as facade. Okay, and even they use the word as figuratively and subjectively, it's a facade. Don't put on a facade. Don't put in a false facade, a false front, or whatever. It's facade, Fashad or whatever. Okay, that's the pronunciation. And please pronounce this. Don't ever pronounce this as facade. Anyway, the time is like, oh my God, it's 10 something already. Everybody's going home, and I am now going to sign off. Okay, in the meantime, look, down there, that's my sign off, my, what's the word for it? Subscribe button. Subscribe, you pronounce every word. It's okay, it's on. Press it, and it will turn from red to gray, and you have subscribed to my channel. I'll be putting on more of this English, teaching English downloads, because some of my friends are telling me, please help the local boys how to pronounce English, because there seems to be like an emphasis on English recently, and more on the conversational, the oral skills of the English. So, and although I did suffer a mild stroke or whatever, but then they keep saying that my English is still there. It's still better than 90% or whatever, or 60%. I don't know, but apparently it's better than the normal. Not because I'm better, okay, please, don't, I'm not undermining, I'm not saying that English is bad. It's just that to me, English is my first language. It is my mother tongue, it's my first language, and to most of the Malaysians, English is their second language. Okay, Bahasa Malaysia is the first language, and of course, I do speak Bahasa Malaysia well too. But then English is still my first language, and I do speak Bahasa Malaysia. I do speak whatever the dialects, Manglish, Kelantanese, Kecek-Kelate. I do speak Tamil. I do speak a bit of Mandarin and Cantonese, and some of them call me what is the word? Polyglot. Polyglot. I think I'm more of a polyglot. I'm just trying to learn as many languages as possible, because I got nothing else better to do. Okay, but in the meantime, since I have all this conversational skills and things like that, and most of my friends who are well endowed with the language are dying. Robert Lump's gone. I don't know. I heard Patrick Teo was sick. I don't know what's happening. These are the doyens of English. Leslie Dawson is gone. Bosco de Cruz is gone. All my friends who are well versed with the English language. We are the ones who were in RTM when the British were here. You know, we learned under Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. We learned under the British BBC speakers. They did come. If you ever go to BBC London, okay, go and visit BBC London and look at the studios, and then you go to Angkasa-Puri, the building next door, the radio, what, Wisma Radio, whatever, and go and see the studios there. They are exactly the same. They are the replica of the British studios, okay? Why? Because it was built by them, the British, okay? So don't get surprised. And we learned under them during the time when they used to play the vinyl records of all these doyens of the English language. I loved listening to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and even he did come over. Yeah, he did visit and then go off. And they are kind of like we grew up with them. Now we grew up listening to them. And by the way, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle is the author of Sherlock Holmes. Okay, you know, Sherlock. There's a famous saying, "Elementary, my dear Watson." That's if you've seen the modern version of it. So he is the writer. He is the author of that series of Sherlock Holmes. And Sherlock Holmes, those days it was like a weekly serial thing. And then later on they made a movie out of it. So I guess you all will be more familiar with the movie. And Sir Arthur Conan Doyle also does plays and stuff like that. He has a lovely voice. If you listen to him, he sounds a bit like all these guys who do the commentaries, BBC commentaries. Okay, in the meantime, this is Frank Jalleh signing off and wishing you all the best, and also Kong Hee Pat Choi and Xin Yen Kwai La. Okay, that's the Mandarin version of it. Bye for now.